Welcome to Withdraw Consent. I'm Jack. Okay, so this entire week, I just want to focus on just media stuff, just crazy media stuff going on that's just unbelievable. This first one I want to cover today, I don't even know what I'm going to name this episode. This situation that happened is so insane to me. I literally lost sleep over it. And I'm just trying to figure out what the heck I'm watching. So this episode right here, this is a question I want to ask you, like, what the heck is this? I'm going to show you some stuff. And it's absolutely unbelievable. Actually, Wednesdays is going to be more unbelievable than this. But this one, I never figured it out. Like, I don't have an idea. I can't tell you what it is. So I'm going to play you this clip right now. It's from the PBD Podcast, right? And these guys, I don't know what this is, you know? The guy talking, Tom Ellsworth, I believe, he's, you know, they're these millionaires and they're these people who supposedly do critical thinking, and you will not believe as they offer you Israeli military intelligence like it's fact. That like it's this is God's truth, objective reality in the world. Anyways, it's 1 minute and 20 seconds long. I'm going to clip it right here, and then we're just going to talk about it. It's absurd.
Tom, say your final thoughts. I'll say a couple words and we'll move.
My final thought is, Rob, I sent you see the text I sent you, and just move that video and just freeze it where you can see all of the armaments that the intelligence found. Adam, check this out.
Yeah.
It just real quick. It was a text I sent you. Never mind.
He's pulling it up. No, he's pulling
there we
it
go.
Up. Go ahead.
So now just let it go. Let it go for about 4 seconds.
Watch this, guys. Vinny Adam.
Stop. That is what they've done in this particular community. And this is Israeli intelligence has found out where they are hiding missiles and other things. Keep it going now. This is the problem. You know, they have chosen to make this a war around the citizens. Those are people living in apartments up there. And you got this missile launcher that's in the garage underneath. And Israel is proving it and showing all these things. I hope Israel can take care of herself with her own intelligence and using arms that we've given her. I don't want to see our troops in the region. And I think she can take care of herself. But this underlines the problem that once these sides go at it, Pat, you've got mosques, apartments, and everything that are being destroyed. And that's why all those people are in that traffic jam. They know what's downstairs.
Yeah. Well, listen.
Okay, so honestly, that guy's smug look on his face as he shows you Israeli intelligence. Are you following this? They put a little. It's a computer graphic. It's like a CAD drawing of a fake street with fake bombs that is from Israeli intelligence. Okay, so if you haven't been watching history, right? The prime minister of Israel is Benjamin Netanyahu. This is the same guy who went in front of Congress and promised us that there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Okay? This is the same guy. They didn't have fancy computer drawings back there, so he just told you thousands of Americans died. Thousands of Americans got amputated, you know? And it's the exact same Israeli intelligence under the exact same leadership is telling you, look, they're hiding bombs in their houses. We have to blow up their houses while they're in them. Did you hear Tom? He's like, also they put them in the mosques. When I was watching that the first time, I was literally driving down the road and I paused it and I'm literally screaming at my phone. And I'm like, next they hide them in the elementary schools while the kids are in school. Next they hide them in all the infrastructure. They hide them in the water treatment plant. This is what they just did this in Gaza. They just did this. If you're paying attention at all, like it was a month or two ago. They just did the story. My gosh, I hope you guys understand my frustration, and you know. But you remember the people for Gaza were in the hospital, right? And then there was a bomb that went off in the parking lot, an explosion, right? And it was crazy. The Gaza people were like, "No, it's Israel. They're attacking a hospital, right?" And then they're like, "No, that was a Hamas rocket that blew up in the parking lot. Didn't hurt anything, like burned a car or something." You know what I mean? Nobody did. And everybody was like, "Oh, outrage! Who did this at the hospital?" A month later, that hospital's leveled. Every hospital in Gaza is leveled. Do you know why? Because they were hiding missiles in there. There were fighters in there. There was underground tunnels. They just make up whatever to destroy all the civilian infrastructure. Now they're turned to it in Lebanon. They're like, hey, what playbook should we use? Let's do the same Gaza playbook. It worked, right? And then you got these people on this respect, like millions of people subscribe to, PBD Podcast. And And they're saying the exact same thing that they just did in Gaza. Like, who believes this? There has to be zero people who believe this. These guys don't believe it. There's no way that, okay, you got 4 people in the room, right? Say don't count Adam, because Adam is a Jewish American, which means he's just a white guy, because that guy's 100% white genetics, and he's been raised in this Jewish tradition, right? He's not of the Jewish faith, but he's an absolute Zionist. So even if he understood the argument that I'm making about Netanyahu lying about weapons of mass destruction, it's the same administration, et cetera, he just wouldn't bring it up. So that's you got to absent him as a critical thinker in the room because of his the narrative he wants to portray. He wouldn't. So then you got these 3 men. So you got the angry patriot, Vinny, who is he's always the America First guy. You got PBD, right? And then you got Tom Ellsworth. And between the 3 of them, they can't realize that it's the same guy who said weapons of mass destruction. Look, 2 of them are veterans. PBD and Vinny are both veterans, right? So their narrative bias is to err on the side of being absolutely furious about the Iraq war, being absolutely furious about the Afghanistan war that just dragged and so many casualties over a long period of time, so much mental health problem, PTSD, all this different stuff that happened, you know? And they have to see this point. See, in my opinion, there's no way that it's a lack of critical thinking. It has to be on purpose, right? Am I wrong there? Because this entire episode is just a question mark. I don't know the answer. I'm just giving you my opinion, and I just don't know on this one, right? It's so calculated. It's so there's no chance that this could happen on its own naturally, right? That I want to just throw them in Mockingbird Media. I want to just say they sat in the room with their FBI handler, you know, and an 8-pack guy. No, I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean? And they said, okay, here's the narrative we want you to do. And they said, sir, yes, sir, right? We'll serve our government, you know. But I don't believe that happened. I really don't believe that happened. But it plays out like it happens. So it doesn't, because when I was talking to Victor about this, I was just enraged, of course. And I came to the conclusion that it doesn't matter if there was a federal agent in there telling them this is what they got to say, or if they're taking money from a banker for this new deal. They just bought this hangar, you know, at an airport, and they're going to make that their new studio, and they need Jewish bankers involved. So that it doesn't matter what the reason is. It's absolute insanity that you would be in this level of 1984 propaganda. You could just tell. I'm just blown away. You know, I just can't understand this. Anyways, that's the story I want to present to you. It's completely absurd. What do they say? Those who forget history are doomed to repeat it, I think is the phrase. And I just can't believe veterans. I'm not a veteran, you know, and I can't believe that. I can't believe, you know, I got this grandma lady who took care of my kids when my wife worked before she got fired from her job for not taking the vaccination. Anyways, and she had a son, and he was a military veteran, and he was all messed up, you know, and he has a dog, and he did his drawings and this and that, and he did everything the government said, and they told him to get vaccinated. He had a sudden heart accident, you know, and it's like that, and he died, you know, younger than me, and it's just another byproduct of the PTSD that came from all these wars. Everybody's got to know somebody. I'm sorry, and these guys, I just don't believe them. They're the lowest human garbage. Anyways, that's what I got. Media analysis. I got one on Wednesday that's even wilder than this. It's just, we're just way off in 1984, pushing the borders of insanity, in my opinion. Anyways, also, I've been trying to plug the locals recently. I completely failed on the payment processing on that because I had missed a deadline on reviewing my Stripe information. Anyways, and so a bunch of people have tried to subscribe, and that didn't work out for them at all, and just because Stripe declined all their transactions. Anyways, now everything's fully operational. So if you want to come join us on Locals, you can come over there. You can come over there for free. You don't got to subscribe. If you want to subscribe or send a one-time donation, that's the spot to do it now. You could also do it on Odyssey because apparently that works now too. But anyways, that's what I got for you. Wednesday, we're just going to go with some more media stuff. Hope to see you then.